guys, we're the Duderes, the type of Dure you don't want as a girlfriend. Right?
What? What are we? What are we? Yandere here?
Well, we're one of the types. We're one of the type. We want to convey this to people that we're a Dure. We're the dude type. But
all right.
But hey, this episode we're coming at you with the newest episode of Durararax Season 2, episode number 7. Let's get to it.
Durararax Season 2, Episode 7. Moscow does not believe in tears. Simon is outside the Russia sushi restaurant trying to draw in customers. He soon leads Igor into the restaurant. Elsewhere, two Russian men talk about Verona and Salone, as Verona sneaks up to an apartment building with a pair of bolt cutters in hand. Igor talks to Dennis and Simon about Verona's origin. She was a neglected child who found solace in books. The first person she killed was a man who broke into her home. She did this by forcing him into a full bathtub and tossing in a hairdryer. This event creates in her the need to prove she is powerful. Verona is then trained by different people in many different skills. Two of her teachers included both Dennis and Salone. Anri, elsewhere, hears a knock on her door and opens it to see who it is, only for Verona to use the bolt cutters to cut the chain and force her way inside. Mikado and Isaiah talk on the phone about the current state of the dollars and what it would mean if Mikado tried to fix the game. Salone hears a horse call and looks to find the source, only to see Celty without her helmet and scythe in hand. Meanwhile, Anri uses Saika to attack and force Verona out of her apartment. Salone honks the horn on their trunk, and Verona runs back as Celty arrives and gives chase to Verona and Salone in their truck. Verona fires an anti-material rifle at Celty, believing that she has once again killed her, or at least forced her to retreat. Verona and Salone then make their escape, while Celty meets with Anri and asks her why she may have been targeted by Verona. The next morning, Mikado is awoken by Alba knocking on his door. All right, Todd, what'd you think of this episode?
It was pretty good, except for the beginning, I would say. The whole Russia flashback. It was extraordinarily slow. It was like, my leg is broken. I'm trying to get to the nearest hospital and I can't. Like a limp slow. It was painfully slow because it wasn't interesting.
What do you need? You need a little help for your dysfunction there?
Yeah.
The kind that we see on those commercials on Spike TV.
Oh. No, seriously, it was the beginning of the episode, that first 10 minutes, it was really just not interesting. I mean, when they started explaining to about what Verona, who she is and what her past is like, that's when it got fairly interesting, and then more and more so got interesting to see how she came to be what she is now.
I mean, it was really interesting. One thing I didn't really like about the beginning of this episode is that up until now, we hadn't seen Simon out for Russia Sushi, basically crying to get, customers to come in and try the Russia Sushi. So it was nice to see him do that again. Yeah, I mean, that was, really nostalgic from, coming from season 1.
He's good.
Very good. But we get to see that both Simon and Dennis, who I assume is the owner of the place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he is, because they call him boss.
Mm-hmm.
That we see a little bit about their past. I mean, we've only had kind of hints about things about what they've done in their past,
mm-hmm.
but now we see concretely what they've done. They're largely responsible for why Verona is the way she is and has the skill set she has.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really nice to see. It gives a little bit more depth to these two characters who, for the most part, have really just been background characters.
Mm-hmm.
It also explains a little bit why Simon can go toe-to-toe with Shizuo.
Yeah, I mean, he was an assassin-type mercenary back in the day. So, but Verona, wow, she had quite the upbringing. I mean, at first it was really quite sad. It was kind of set up as more of a sad, tragic type thing, but she kind of turned it around with her intelligence, So I guess seeing that, kind of gives us a new light on this character who, in reality, we didn't give a shit about.
And it'll be interesting seeing moving forward because we do see Verona's dad, and he's involved in untold things here, and I'm assuming that's still in Russia. We don't really get a concrete explanation of where he was at the time. They're basically throwing dead bodies into a building that they've just murdered to burn them, and so we'll have to see how if and how he comes back into play. And is he the one pulling the strings for Verona now?
Could be. I don't know. Or they could just be looking for a job. Who knows? I mean, and does Simon even know she's there? I don't think he does.
Well, he knows that she's there.
Oh, really?
I mean, that was part of the whole reason that Igor was talking to Dennis and Sloan. One of Dennis's... he was speaking to Dennis and Simon, not Sloan. But that was one of Dennis's concerns, that Verona was in Ikebukuro to get him and Simon. Then that was one of the things Igor said to them to reassure them that no, she's not there looking for them. So maybe if she catches wind that they are there, maybe there will be some kind of interesting conflict.
That'd be a good fight. That'd be a good one. The whole Russian battle in Ikebukuro. That'd be fun.
They're just, of course there'll be a car chase involved, and
I don't think there'll be any type of car chase. She might be on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So,
but it was also sad to see what happened to Celty's helmet.
Oh yeah, that it got crushed.
It got ran over by a dump truck. I mean, I would actually personally like to just have that helmet. I think it would look awesome on my shelf.
Yeah.
Of collectibles.
Yeah.
It would be cool to have.
And I love the signature of the voice of the English voice actress, Kari Wahlgren, if I'm not mistaken. That's yeah. Oh yeah, Kari Wahlgren. Yeah, I'd love to have her signature right on there. That'd be nice. But back to the episode, right?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really see anything else from we did get to find out who was breaking into Anri's apartment.
That was Verona.
And like I said, it was a terrible idea.
I honestly didn't think that Anri could put up that much of a fight against someone who's actually a professional assassin. I mean, I know she can swing a sword around, but I didn't think she'd get her on the ropes like that,
And when Celty shows up, she's scythe in hand, and if she had caught them, I think she would have killed them both.
Maybe.
I think that they had pissed her off that much that I think she was out for blood.
Yeah.
And then one of the wings, we did find out that Verona and Sloan had stolen the rifle that she sought Celty from it looks like the group that Verona's father works for. That anti-material rifle, and it was interesting to see that something like that could affect Celty in some way. So we'll have to see how their encounters go moving forward. But we see Verona is very interested in Anri now, since she was able to fend her off.
It's just because of the fact that she made her, I don't know, I guess feel alive again.
Well, she was
terrified. I mean, that's what she said. This is the feeling I felt when the murderer was there. The first time I saw him. So that's why she kind of wants to go back and kind of take up this new challenge in a way.
It seems like she wants to see what it feels like to be hurt or die. Because she specifically said she wants to know what it feels like to be cut by that sword.
See, that's what I don't want. I do not want Verona to be a part of Anri's little, Psycha army. I do not want that. That is not a good idea.
That would be interesting. That would be extremely interesting if all of a sudden, Verona was, under Psycha's control.
See, and I feel like at some point there will be something that can break Psycha's control over someone. Because that has got to come into play at some point. Perhaps not in this season, maybe not next season, but eventually there could be something right now in the light novels that I don't know about that could break Psycha's control. Because I want to know, because that would add a huge, huge dynamic to the show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, up until now, besides the short story arc we had involving Psycha, and the fact that Psycha has played a role in the past, with Celty and things like that, it overall hasn't been a big plot point. So moving forward, it'd be interesting to see if it does become more prevalent, or if it just does stay in the background.
That certainly helps.
It would be interesting to see if it is more of a tool that Anri does figure out how to use in a positive way, rather than she does just kind of try to hide from it.
Yeah.
Is the way it seems to me, at least.
But, last part of the episode, guess who shows up in Mikado's door?
Alba. I mean, well, before we get into that, we again have Isaiah and Mikado talking on the phone about the current state of the dollars, what it would mean for Mikado to fix the dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Either institute rules or reorganize it, but basically it comes down to is that if Mikado instituted any changes to the dollars, then it would stop being what the dollars is now.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaiah seemed to be kind of against that, but he does want to see Mikado change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he wants Mikado to change for the better. I think he's trying.
Well, I mean, Mikado even pointed out that he's like, wow, Isaiah's not a bad guy after all.
I really think that Isaiah's trying to corrupt Mikado in his own way.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do have Alba show up at Mikado's. Now, did you notice that Alba wasn't alone?
Yeah, he had, 2 or 3 other guys with him?
Yeah, just sitting on the balcony, standing out on the balcony, that Mikado doesn't see. So, are they there to get him? Are they there to talk? What's going on with that?
Well, I think that's, I think it's plainly obvious, but, hey, you never know.
Well, we'll have to see how that plays out.
Time to score the episode. What do you think?
A solid 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, I can't knock the second half. I can't knock the cliffhanger at the end. But I sure as hell can knock that beginning of the episode. Because boy and howdy, that was boring.
It was a little slow. It could have been...
It's just because, I didn't really care about the characters, I mean, perhaps in the English dub, they'll add a little bit of, flair to it with some, Russian accents or throw some jokes in there or something. But other than that, it was pretty darn dry.
Yeah, it was. So solid 3 on my end.
3.
What did you guys think?
Let us know in the comments below. Tell us what you think. What do you think about what's going on right now? What do you think Alba is going to do? Let us know, because we'd actually like to hear from you guys. But with that, that is our episode. So if you guys liked the video, please give us a like. It would help us out. And if you want to see more content, feel free to subscribe to us. We will have links to our Facebook and Twitter in the description. So if you'd like to follow us on those as well, you can. Yeah.
Your guys' support means the world to us, and it's what keeps us doing this. So, until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Later. That's nice. Am I ready?
I guess.
The moe is on. Where's yours? I got some Baka and Test ones over there. I got a Steins Gate one. I need to order more from J-List. This is brought to you by J-List.
Yeah.
You've got a friend in Japan.
Don't get pissed at us, YouTube.
Oh, you chose Baka and Test. Those are the Hideyoshi ones.
Hideyoshi.
Yeah.
What gender am I?
That's the fun part. Who knows?